Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, friends, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I don't know where it is that you're tuned on to these episodes on Live Signatures Radio, but I'm so excited to be bringing every single day a new, fresh episode. Remember, it is fresh, it is clean, it is inspiring. It's also tickling your mind. It's also edifying. It teaches you something. When you get out of this 15 minutes or 10 minutes of listening, you've had your mind scratched. You've had your thought that has been implanted into you, and you go away thinking. So if this is happening to you, it tells you something that if you share this information with someone else, it can also help them. You just never know. We've created this virtual incubator for purpose, for productivity, and for resilience. And thank you so much for ever listening and for ever sharing with your friends. I'm seeing the numbers are rocking. So let's keep it locked. We are in a series where we are talking about a question we're answering actually. Can your purpose change? If you have a yes, you're gonna stay tuned. If you have a no, you wanna stay tuned. If you have I don't know, you wanna stay tuned. If you have I don't care, you should stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
So this year I went back to 1974, or basically the 70s. And I you know how I did that? I went there through a series, a television series, very long television series, and I'm just watching it. Don't laugh, but the title of this series is The Little House on the Prairie. Very, very clean, very old. There are no cars there. There is no cussing. They are using horses, you know what I'm saying? They are living in wooden houses. A very interesting setting, but very rich lessons. So listen, yesterday as I was watching this series, there was this episode where there's a boy who has been adopted. I think his parents died or something. His parents died. The father, first of all, passed away, and then the mom got a rare disease and then passed away. And then there's this couple that just got together, had earlier on gotten together, Mr. Edwards and his wife. They adopt these kids, 3 kids. 2 boys and a girl, yeah. They adopt these kids and so on, and start living with them. And so the elder boy is totally different from Mr. Edwards. Mr. Edwards wants this elder boy to be like him, to be manly, to do manly things, ride horses and work and cut lumber and timber and so on and build houses. But this boy spends the entire day in his cabin and he is writing poems. So much so that a publisher recognizes his gift, and the publisher gets to recognize his gift because the teacher, Miss Bido, sent some of his works, his poems, to the publisher. The publisher comes to this boy's house and says, we're going to offer you a scholarship. And even before he can offer this scholarship, the boy has already fallen in love with a girl and he wants to marry this girl. So now the scholarship comes, and he needs to move away from town 4 years, and he leaves this girl, 13-year-old girl behind. Those days were interesting, by the way. Anyway, leaves this 13-year-old lady. So he's grappling in making this decision. Now his adopted father, stepfather, his adopted father, doesn't buy into it. It's like, what are you talking about? You mean a man can be able to make a living by putting words on paper? It doesn't make, remember this is in the 70s. It's not making sense to this guy. The adopted mama, his wife to Mr. Edwards, understands the boy. Says there's life in the boy when he's writing those poems. So when this boy sees that the dad is not warming up to this, he has and this girlfriend that he has and needs to get married to her and so on, and she's heartbroken because he's gonna go away for 4 years, he decides, I'm not going to take that scholarship, I'm not going to university anymore. I'm staying here, I'm building a house. In fact, Mr. Edwards, once this guy makes this decision, Mr. Edwards goes and gives him land and says, you can start building here. And in fact, he goes ahead and starts building the house for him. But the countenance of this boy is totally messed up. There is no joy in his life anymore. Why? Because the poetry has been taken away from him. He is no longer doing that which he loves, probably that which he was created to do. I've always said, if God has given you a gift, that gift is the greatest hint ever where your purpose lies. So, given that background, I've just given you that story to ask you the question, can your purpose change? Can your purpose change? Given that background, can your purpose change? In the past 2 episodes, what have we talked about? We've said that you need to define what purpose is. It is not a task. It is not a project. It is not a responsibility. It is not an objective. It is not even from your point of view. Purpose for my bottle, or the person who knows the purpose of something is the person who has created it. So the manufacturer of a bottle knows the purpose of the bottle. It's a container. The person who manufactures perfume knows the purpose of the perfume. It's fragrance, to change the fragrance. The person who manufactures soap knows the purpose of the soap. Why am I saying the person who has manufactured? Because the end user can always change the usage of things. Soap was meant to use to bathe and so on, but we see people using soap for different things, right? Like sculpturing. You get my point. A hammer is used to drive nails into a surface, but you see people using hammers to do what? To beat others up. People, the end users can always change the usage of something, but the creator never creates something with multiple intentions for it. The car is supposed to move me from point A to point B. That is its purpose. When it is used for anything other than that particular purpose, it might serve that particular purpose of transportation or bridging the gap between distances in a shorter time. But when it's used for something else other than that, it might serve me who is misusing it, but in the eyes of the creator, the manufacturer of that particular car, no, the car is not serving its purpose. Therefore, I continue asking you the question, can your purpose change? Yesterday we saw that the only way that I can allow that, yes, your purpose might change. By the way, even that one. So yesterday we said that the only way is if you missed it. first. And therefore, you were doing other things, and therefore the light of your purpose came on, and you left the other things, and now you are doing purpose. I've always said that we can never graduate away from purpose. In fact, we graduate from all the other things into purpose. Technically, even so, your purpose hasn't changed. It is still the same. It is you who is discovering what it is in the first place. It is you who is coming to light and warming up to it. And it has always been there in the surface. It's always been there in your heart. You've always known that there is something greater in life that I'm supposed to do. So can your purpose change? Those are the questions that is the question that I want us to grapple with and continue grappling with it even as we discuss this. I don't know what you think about this. If you have a different opinion, you know I am leaning. If you have a different opinion, just contact me, put your message on this chat, and then you can be able to see what it is all about, and we can have a discussion or can have a mastermind about it. Tomorrow we go deeper into this. Until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.